Bounce rate is another user metric which can affect your website's rankings. Dwell time and bounce rate are similar, but they're not the same thing. Bounce rate is defined as a percentage of visitors that leave a web page without taking any action, such as clicking on a link, filling out a form, or making a purchase. It doesn't matter if that person has been on your website for 2 seconds or 2 hours. If the user clicks back to the search results, it counts as a bounce. So why is bounce rate important? Bounce rate is important for 2 main reasons. The first, someone that bounces from your site obviously didn't convert. So when you stop a visitor from bouncing, you can also increase your website conversion rate. Number 2, a bounce rate lets you know that your site or specific pages on your site has issues with content, user experience, page layout, or copywriting. So now you know that, you're probably wondering, what's the average bounce rate? According to a report on Go Rocket Fuel, the average bounce rate is between 41 to 50%. However, it's good to note that bounce rate will vary drastically across multiple industries. For example, e-commerce websites typically have a 20 to 45% bounce rate, where a blog can have anywhere from 65 to 90%. So if you're looking to figure out what a good bounce rate is, make sure you're comparing your bounce rate to other sites in your industry. Also, it's good to note that your traffic sources can dramatically impact your site's bounce rate too. Someone landing on your website through one of your email marketing campaigns, as in someone who signed up for your email list, would have a lower bounce rate than someone who clicked on an ad and then landed on your website. How to improve your website's bounce rate. So now we know what sort of bounce rate we're aiming for, and we've also established the common causes of a high bounce rate. Let's look at some ways we can reduce bounce rate and increase engagement with your website. The easier visitors find it to use your site, the fewer of them will react with horror and bell. Improving your website's usability should be a never-ending process of testing, monitoring stats, and talking to customers. But in the interest of giving you something to take away and apply immediately, let's look at 4 common bounce-reducing usability tricks. The first, embed YouTube videos on your page. Videos are a great way to hook people in and get them to engage with your page and stay on it for longer. Number 2, have a fast loading website. A Google analysis of 11 million landing pages found that slow loading speed correlated with higher bounce rates. You can see this stat on the URL at the bottom. This shouldn't come as a surprise. After all, people online are super impatient. Number 3, make your content super easy to read. Or as I like to say, hard to read equals won't read. So if your content looks like a big wall of text, then your bounce rate is going to be through the roof. And lastly, number 4, satisfy search intent. As discussed earlier, your page should really give users exactly what they're searching for. If you don't, they're just going to end up bouncing around and finding another website.